Hello, Rob Hillier again. In these videos we talk a lot about relationships. We talk about marriage relationships, we talk about relationships at work, we talk about relationships with friends, we talk about all sorts of relationships because they all run the same sorts of patterns. But there's one relationship I'm going to talk about today, and this is probably about the most challenging relationship that anyone can have for a lot of people. Some people don't find it that way, but other people do, and that's the relationship you have with your children. And the reason this is so challenging because, as we know, whenever we're in a relationship, something's going to come up for us. If we're in any sort of a relationship which is intimate, then something's going to come up for us. It's going to bring up some emotional stuff that we haven't resolved. That's not just sometimes, that's every time. That's the whole purpose of them. It's not such a bad thing though, all the time, because if we're resolving it, we're happy. But if we're not resolving it, we're in trouble. Now kids actually get right down deep because they bring up our deepest childhood stuff. We never know what's happening. The only way you can really relate to a child properly is you've got to go into your own inner child. And when you go into your own inner child, it's going to take you back to that time when you were around about the same age as that child or in the same circumstances as that child. And if those circumstances weren't so good, then you're going to be challenged. That's why kids can be so damned challenging. That's why mothers can really be challenged by their children, because it takes them back to their own childhood stuff. Now that's not necessarily bad. The problem is, they get confused. The adults, I mean. They get confused. They think, what's happening here? This is not me. I'm past this. I don't have to be right down here anymore. I don't have to be thinking about this because I'm older than this. I'm not a kid anymore. But, emotionally you are. You see, one of the things in life is we have our physical side, we have our mental side, our emotional side, and our spiritual side. And everything can be pumped along very nicely, but our emotions don't keep up. And they get caught behind. And then when we go into a relationship, that relationship is going to go and say, hey, you haven't caught up here. Here's the emotion. And we're going to start to feel things which aren't really in sync with what's happening around us. That's why we've got to keep dealing with our emotions. That's why we've got to keep dealing with the emotional stuff. Because unless we're in harmony and in sync with what's going on with us, unless our emotions are up with where our life is at, we're in trouble. We're in trouble in the relationship we're having with whomever. So take a leaf out of your own relationship. Whatever the relationship is causing you to feel grief about or to feel anxious about or whatever it's bringing up, that's the stuff you need to work on. Work on that stuff and I'll guarantee not just your relationship get better, but your whole life will get better. Because it's not about, you see, the relationship is about you being challenged so you can live a more wholesome life. So you can live a life which is more in sync, so you live a life which is growing, developing, because that's what we want to do. That's what success is. Happy people are growing and developing. Unhappy people are stuck. Till next time, thank you.